Now that we've installed and set up our Edpuzzle LTI tool in the Schoology course, we're going to go through the process of assigning a lesson. We're also going to take a look at the student view so we can understand the student perspective. And then we're going to go back to the teacher view and see what it looks like on the grading end. To create an Edpuzzle lesson, click Add Materials. We're going to select this newly shown option called Edpuzzle within here. We have this as an option now. So click Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is going to communicate with your edpuzzle.com account, and all of your content from your Edpuzzle account is going to populate here. Go ahead and choose the lesson you'd like to assign. On the bottom right, go ahead and click Assign. Turn skipping on or off. This is the course it's going to go into. Go ahead and click Assign. We now see from the teacher perspective here that our Edpuzzle lesson is right here. We do need to do one more step in order to enable grading. So once we assign our Edpuzzle, we're going to click the gear icon. We're going to go ahead and edit. We're going to scroll down. If you want this to be graded, you need to enable grading. Let's give it a point total. I have about 7 questions, I believe, in the Edpuzzle, so I'm going to make it 7 points. Let's go ahead and give it a due date. Select a category. Leave it as numeric. There's your grading period. Sync to the SIS. This is defaulted. Make sure that this is checked so that once Edpuzzle grades your students' responses, it'll take the scores from the Schoology Gradebook and then transfer them to Infinite Canvas. Currently, it's assigned to everybody. I'm going to go ahead and click Save Changes. At this point, the assignment is ready for the students to interact with it. So from our student perspective, Eric Brown, I see my Edpuzzle assignment here. I'm going to click my assignment as the student. Notice how the Edpuzzle assignment is going to open up directly inside of Schoology. So this is a nice way to streamline the learning experience for your students. We see that the number of questions are listed here, or pausing points. These could be narrations or questions. As a student, I'm going to go ahead and click play. I can watch the video.
Hi, and welcome to your first Edpuzzle video. As you watch,
notice that the students cannot skip through this. At which point,
watch this video and experience Edpuzzle
comes across one of the questions, then it'll pause the student, and the student will have to respond. We'll navigate through the rest of the video, completing all required questions. Back in the teacher perspective, let's now take a look at what it feels like to grade an Edpuzzle assignment within Schoology. So as my students start completing the assignments, there's a couple ways I can check this. The first way is by going to the Edpuzzle assignment itself. I simply click it. It's going to open up Edpuzzle into the Schoology window. I'll now see that this is the assignment I graded. These are the students that I have so far that have attempted or participated in the activity. If there were other students here, they'd be listed down here, and it tells me how much percentage they've watched. Eric Brown's watched the whole thing. There's no grade because there's still some assignments that I have to grade as the teacher, and it gives me a little bit of data about when they finished it, when they turned it in, how much they watched. If at any point I want him to redo it, I can reset progress, and the student can go back in and complete the assignment again. I can also click questions, and I can go by question, how many they got it right. There's only one student, so 0 of 1 right. So I can see how Eric Brown did by question by question. I'm going to click the student tab again, so I see this here. So it says I have 1 answer to grade. I can go in and click Eric Brown, and I can grade Eric Brown's right now if I want to. Or I can just click 1 answer to grade. Eric Brown needs to have this one graded. Looks like it's good. You can insert a comment if you want to, so give some feedback to students. Now that I've graded everything, I will have to go back to the main course, go ahead and enter the Edpuzzle again. A little bit of a navigation glitch on Schoology's end there, but it's not too bad. Okay, so now I see Eric Brown. He got 25 out of 100 on that assignment here. And again, I can reset process if I want to. Now let's go to the Gradebook and see what this looks like. One of the nice integration features of Edpuzzle and Schoology is that anything that's graded within this Edpuzzle window here for students, it transfers to the Schoology Gradebook. So if I go to my Gradebook and I go to Eric Brown, and I see the Edpuzzle assignment over here. Again, I said it was worth 7 points. So Schoology is going to transfer whatever grade they got out of the Edpuzzle score into whatever it matches out of the 7 here. So they got 25 out of 100. Schoology translates it from 1.75 to 7. A good practice would probably be to go back into Edpuzzle and change the point totals in Edpuzzle to 7 points so that they match the point totals for the assignment that we created within Schoology. And that's the process of assigning, viewing the student experience, and then grading on the teacher end for an Edpuzzle lesson within Schoology.